Hi, I'm Chris Top. First off, I want to thank you for tuning into the Chris Top program. While I try my best to keep the show as rated PG-13 as possible, sometimes things slip out, or sometimes things happen, and that's just the way live radio goes. And because this is the internet, the FCC isn't around to tell me what I can and can't do. So because of the occasional slip-up or the guest that might get out of hand, you really need to be 18 or older to listen. If you happen to be under 18, please make sure you get your parents' permission. Go! So a Hispanic, African-American, Jewish, and Asian man, they were walking down the street. They were involved in a parade that celebrated racial equality.
I'm leaving this message in case I don't make it out alive. I am second in command of Potato Salad Special Forces, and I'm the only one left. Most of the men gave up when they found the zombie spuds went viral and found their way into bags and bags of Lay's potato chips. Oh no, they found a way in. This is worse than the potato famine. You're not gonna take me without a fight. I'm gonna mash your potato, you son of a spud. You turned Mr. Potato Head. I know now it is my destiny to save all of Potato Manatee. I'm gonna spill every last drop of your potato soup, you dirty zombie tater tot from hell.
Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
I am the one and only Chris Top.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment.
The VCR and the DVD, there wasn't that a black back in 1970. We didn't know about the World War Web was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid. Wanna get down in a cool way, picture yourself on a beautiful day. Big bell bottoms and cool long hair, just walking in style with a portable MP3 play. You can listen to the music on the Chris Top program. Chris Top program. You can hear the music on the Chris Top program. Chris Top program. Wanna hear the music on the Chris Top program.
This is the Chris Top program. And I am the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartments here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. You know, I haven't done jack today. I really haven't. I got up relatively early for me, and I came right in here, and I started researching for my show. And I kept getting sidetracked, looking at, well, dork, no, I'm not going to say porn. I wasn't looking at porn. I was looking at dork stuff, like superhero stuff and The Walking Dead. I'm a really big fan of The Walking Dead. I really am. And I started posting stuff on Tumblr. And people are reposting my stuff on Tumblr. I'm so excited. It means that sometimes I say things that actually matter. That makes me feel kind of good. But, and then I realized, well, maybe I'm not really getting sidetracked. Maybe my show should just be very laid back. It's Sunday today. And maybe I should just return to my roots and just be a dork today. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to talk about superheroes, and we're going to talk about The Walking Dead, and I'm going to have some other stuff I'm going to throw in there as well, because I did find some irrelevant news stories that we'll talk about, and we'll see how that goes. Now, I do want to welcome everybody to the chat, everybody that's in here so far. We have Love Muffin, a.k.a. Jen. We also have Nicole, our resident Canadian dork. And if there's a single, well, see, Nicole's not single, but I mean, just for kicks, you may want to gobble her. And if you don't know what that means, that's the Canadian mating call. We also have the lovely Vivacious Kiss in the chat. You know, I love my Mountain Dew, and it's a habit. I have to have one for my show, but I swear, I'm sitting here trying not to burp. And one of these days, I'm just going to let one slip, and it's not going to be very professional. But I guess it's my show, so it doesn't really matter. We also have Glob in the chat. And I think Glob's been in here before, once or so. But Glob, it's good to have you back, buddy. And anyway, who else do we have in here? Oh, we have Mr. Pothead in the chat. Mr. Pothead is a regular. He always comes in and he says, what the hell is going on? It's just the same old crap. It's the Chris Top program. You know, and he says he's searching for porn, or looking at porn today. And I really haven't been. I've been researching stuff that really doesn't matter. And that's that's kind of what the deal is today. Now, you know how popular the Avengers movie is, and you know how they tied it all together with the Iron Man release, the Hulk, and Thor, and Captain America, and all that stuff, and they threw them all together in the Avengers movie. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And if you grew up reading comic books like I did, I was a big fan of both of the universes, the Marvel universe and the DC universe as well. And you know, DC is your Superman, your Batman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and that one guy Aquaman who's useless outside of water. I don't understand. But anyway, there's talk that there could possibly be a Justice League movie that's going to come out, say, by 2015. But there's some problems with what's going on with DC. Now, Batman, very popular. Very, very popular. But the thing is, Christian Bale's done. He's not going to do any more Batman movies. So we're not going to see him in the Justice League. So they're going to have to reboot Batman. Now, do they have time to reboot Batman before the Justice League comes out in 2015? And if they do, is it going to be a total flop without Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan directing the picture? So we have to ask ourselves these questions. And I think what they will probably do is they'll release Justice League and they'll probably reintroduce Batman, I think, at that point. And then once the Justice League comes out, then they'll probably carry on with some Batman movies. And I'm leaning toward that. I'm thinking that's what they're going to do. But, you know, it wouldn't be that difficult to pick up where Nolan left off, because they left themselves in a good position. Because you had Robin finding the Batcave, so why can't Batman just be like James Bond? I mean, I think the story and the whole universe that surrounds Batman is really bigger than the character himself. So why can't anybody put the Batman suit on? I mean, as long as the story ties together, they have to do it artfully. So why can't they do that? I mean, it works for James Bond. And it's the same type of scenario. So, anyway, there is also talk, well, not really talk, it's actually in production. There's going to be a new Superman movie that's going to be coming out, I think it's next year. It's called The Man of Steel. And if you haven't seen the trailer for this, you need to check it out because it looks really, really cool. And I haven't been a big fan of the I wasn't a big fan of the last Superman movie. I really wasn't. But this one looks cool. You know how some superhero movies, they ended up being kind of, I guess, campy? I don't know if that's the right word or not, but I know with Batman, it almost seems real. And I think that's what they've done with the new Superman movie. They've made it almost seem real, and then all of a sudden this guy's flying, and he's got all these superpowers. And I think that's a good idea because we have to be able to relate with what we're watching on screen because we want to be able to put ourselves in these situations. It has to be believable for us so we can get lost in the story. So, The Dark Knight Rises is coming on. So, we're lined up for The Man of Steel. We've had the Green Lantern. So, who do you think could be next? Well, I'll tell you my guess. And this is an educated guess through hours of research today. I'm thinking, now there's a rumor going on that when they release The Man of Steel, there's going to be a cameo from another superhero in the movie. Sort of like they did in the Avengers. You know, after the credits, they had a cameo at the end. So who do you think would be good in a cameo? I was thinking Aquaman. No, I don't really care. I don't really want to see Aquaman. Aquaman's going to be kind of like, the Arrow guy, wasn't he? See, I don't even know his name in the Avengers. Not really that important. The Flash is really cool. I'd like to see the Flash, but you know who I'd like to see more than the Flash? I would love to see Wonder Woman. Now that brings us to the next question. Who is going to play Wonder Woman? Well, as far as I know, they haven't named anybody, unless they just named her 20 minutes ago. And they haven't released it yet. But I'll tell you who my choice would be to play Wonder Woman. And maybe this is because I'm a Walking Dead fan. I don't know. And we're going to talk about Walking Dead a little bit later, if that's why you tuned in. But if you've watched season 2, then you know the chick. She's pretty hot. She was I guess she was the oldest daughter to the guy on the farm that they ended up staying at throughout the season. She hooked up with I can't think of his name. He's the Asian kid. She hooked up with him. But her name's Lauren Cohen. Now, if you'll Google her, it's Lauren, and then it's Cohan. And tell me what you think. Would she make a good Wonder Woman? Because if you think back to, I guess, was it the 70s when Linda Carter played Wonder Woman? She had that innocent yet sexy kind of look, and I can kind of see that in Lauren. Now, I've got a picture of her on my Tumblr page if you want to go there and take a look. But I think, and I've seen her act in The Walking Dead. She's not half bad. She's pretty and she seems intelligent. So I think she'd make a great Wonder Woman. And I asked the question. I said, Lauren Cohen has my vote for Wonder Woman. Who's with me? So if you want to answer that on the Tumblr, that would be kind of cool. Now I'm scrolling up. Iron Man. They're going to release a new Iron Man 3. And it looks to me like they've totally well, it still looks like Iron Man, but they've changed his armor around a lot. Tell me what you think about it, because I'm really not sure. I like the predominant red with the gold, but now it seems like it's predominantly gold. I know I sound like a chick, don't I? I don't know, but I'm not sure if the new Iron Man suit's grown on me. Maybe after I see a preview, maybe it'll be cool. I don't know, possibly. But I've got a picture of that on my Tumblr as well. And I've got some. Oh, you know what? I didn't even upload the audio. I was going to play you some really funny audio, and I forgot to upload it. But if you want to check out the video on my Tumblr page, there's a guy, and he's interviewing a girl who's standing in line to get an iPhone. You've got to check that video out because you will laugh at her. She has no idea. She has no idea whatsoever why she's in line for an iPhone. She could be in line for a toaster, I think, and they could sell her a toaster for $300 and say it's an iPhone, and I think she'd walk out happy. So you need to check out that video. And also, I've decided to go ahead and go another week with the t-shirt contest. So if you'd like the details on that, just go to my Facebook page and you can check that out. If you'd like to win a Chris Top Program t-shirt, or you could win a Phone Zoo t-shirt, or you could win them both. Actually, first prize is both t-shirts, and all you have to do is submit some really cool fan art or a fan video to the Chris Top Program. You can email it to me. You can post it on my Facebook page, Tumblr, wherever you want to post it. Just let me check it out, and then I'm going to judge the photos or videos, and then the top 3 will get a prize, and I'll send that out to you. And we're going to let that go for, I think, another week. Mainly because I'm going to be so busy this week, it's going to be hard for me to get to the post office. Just because I'm going to be working so much, and I don't know. I don't like being rushed. I really I suck at multitasking. So I thought, well, instead of me getting stressed out over it, I'm just going to go ahead and go another week. I'm procrastinating, is what I'm doing, and it's okay. Anyway, what's going on in the chat? See, I have no idea. Chris, I want Linda Carter. Wait, what did Nate say? I've got to go back up. What did he say? So I just saw it, and the chat tends to move on me, and I can't ever read anything. He said something about Linda Carter. I'm sure it was perverted, but I can't find it. He said, I want Linda Carter something. Where did that go? Did I just dream that? What did he? I don't even know. I have no idea what he said. He says something. He says she can wrap the lasso of truth around me. But I mean, tell me what you think. Okay, Nathan, I want you to go to my. Well, it's on my Facebook page too. Go to my Facebook page, and I want you to scroll down, and I want you to tell me what you think about Lauren Cohen as far as playing the new Wonder Woman, because I think she's got the look for it, and she's got the acting abilities, and I think she'd be good. Because people have said Megan Fox. Don't get me wrong, Megan Fox is very pretty, but it's going to take more than that. I mean, maybe Megan Fox would be suited for modeling a Wonder Woman Halloween costume. but I think that's as far as it goes. Her acting abilities aren't going to be up to par, but I think this chick would make a damn good Wonder Woman. And see, I would be excited about seeing that movie. I would. There's something about Amazon women that are really strong that's just kind of cool. Okay, now I'm going to move on with the program because I want to get to the Walking Dead stuff. Why does my antivirus have to update during a show? I don't know. Anyway, the number one country song in the nation right now. Hang on, let me get it loaded up so I can sound professional when I do this. See, so much of what I do is on the fly. I don't hardly ever prepare. I'm lying to you. I prepare like crazy, but it still sounds unprofessional, and I can't help it. The number one country song in the nation right now is called "Wanted," and it's by a young man. His name's Hunter Easton Hayes. Now, he's a country music singer, songwriter. He's signed to Atlantic Records in Nashville. Now, he released his self-titled debut album in October 2011. And he has a number one song called "Wanted." And we have our very own Brent Bradley doing a cover of this. And I was going through looking at some YouTube covers because I wanted to play the number one song on my show. And if you're familiar with my show, you know that I don't play the originals. I always try to find good covers. And there were probably 6 or 7 pretty decent covers that I found on YouTube that I thought about playing on my show. But then I thought, well, I think Brent's is actually better than any of them. And Kiss agreed. We talked about it, and she convinced me, I convinced myself, whatever, that Brent actually had a better cover than anybody else. So that's what we're going to play on the show today. I hope you enjoy it. And I know some of you don't like country music. I get that. I do. But I'm trying to be multicultural, I guess. I don't know what the right word is. But I'm trying to play different stuff on the show, and sometimes I do more than one show a week, so I can't do the number one Billboard song every time I do a show, so I have to break it up and do like the number one rock song or the number one country song or whatever.
Radio is full of top 40 countdowns, but who needs all of that when you can go straight to the top? Here's the hottest covers of this week's number one song.
You know I'd fall apart without you. I don't know how you do what you do. 'Cause everything that don't make sense about me makes sense when I'm with you. Like everything that's green, I need you. But it's more than one, and one makes two. Put aside the math and the logic of it. You gotta know you want it too. 'Cause I wanna wrap you up, I wanna kiss your lips, I wanna make you feel wanted. Now I wanna call you mine, I wanna hold your hand forever. I never let you forget it. Yeah, I wanna make you feel wanted. And anyone can tell you you're pretty, and you get that all the time. This beauty's deeper than the makeup, and I wanna show you what I see tonight. When I wrap you up, I wanna kiss your lips, I wanna make you feel wanted. And I wanna call you mine, I wanna hold your hand forever, never let you forget it. 'Cause baby, I wanna make you feel wanted. make me feel. I wanna make you feel better. You're all I ever wanted, and all I ever wanted. And I just wanna wrap you up, I wanna kiss your lips, I wanna make you feel wanted, and I wanna call you mine, I wanna hold your hand forever, never let you forget it. Baby, I wanna make you feel wanted.
All right, now I don't want you to go anywhere because we're going to talk about, I thought this was really fun. We're going to talk about a few actors that turned down some epic roles in some movies, and we're also going to talk about a few things that are just totally overpriced in our lives, but we continue to pay for these products. It's kind of nuts the way we think sometimes, so it'll be a lot of fun to talk about that stuff. And we're going to talk about, of course, The Walking Dead.
Call of Duty, Operation Skidmark.
Sir, we have found the Russian secret weapon. They have developed an anti-shrinking ray. We are fighting giant Russians, sir. And, sir, it would seem as though they're taking giant craps on all the men. There ain't no way I'm going to ride on that across that water.
I will show you puny Americans what the true Call of Duty is.
Look, we need a chopper in here yesterday. The men are dropping like flies. Wait a minute, that was a fly. Never mind.
I love the smell of duty in the morning. Call of Duty, Operation Skidmark.
Tune in to the free COO with your host, Donald Landworth, offering free advice for building and running a startup company. Thursdays at 4 o'clock Pacific time, only on Spreaker.com.
Guess what, stoners? The Casual Stoner Chronicles is on at a new time. That's right. We're live, 9 p.m. Eastern, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Spreaker.com. Spread the word, y'all.
Definitely cutting edge radio. The Chris Top Program. Sometimes I think I push people a little too hard. It's because I want the best.
Life is good, I'm gone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will.
Okay, so do you need some time to prepare, or are you ready? The Chris Top Program on Spreaker and PKN Radio.
Life is good, and I am gone. Yeah, yeah.
My mama always said life was like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
Dude, seriously, it tells you what kind of chocolate it is right there under the lid.
Those were my magic shoes. My magic shoes will take me anywhere.
Hey, freak boy, why don't you sprinkle a little fairy dust on those magic shoes so you can fly, too?
That's when I met Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan was a douche.
And I became a shrimp boat captain.
I think you meant Gimp captain of Lala Boat, fairy boy.
You're not very nice.
Nice job, Forrest Gimp. You just figured it out.
Okay, now, if you're in the chat, Kiss actually accused me of something I did not do. But it reminds me of an article that I came across a few weeks ago, and I talked about it on the show. But they have these scented butt pads that you can that you can put in your underwear now. And if you happen to let one rip, then it smells like potpourri, I guess, as opposed to gas. So, I mean, I guess even if you're in an elevator, if you're in an elevator with two people, then you can let them rip the whole time. It doesn't matter because nobody knows who did it, well, except for one person. But if you're in there with one other person, then both of you know who did it. But if you have one of those scented pads resting against your buttocks, then you let one rip, then all of a sudden the other person in the elevator smells roses. So, and they may even compliment you if you let one rip in an elevator. So if you have a problem with gas, then you should probably look into it. And that's a real product, I promise you. I do, I promise you. And I love stuff like this that I'm about, not the Senate underwear stuff, but who turned down certain parts in Hollywood. And some of these you may know, and some of these you may not. I only knew one of them. We'll get to that in just a second. Did you know that Cary Grant was actually the first pick for James Bond? He didn't want to be tied to a series, though. So he actually turned it down, and then Sean Connery stepped in and took that role over. And see, these are iconic movie roles that some of these actors turned down, and some of them I can see in these parts, but some of them not so much. Some of them I'm pretty glad they turned it down. And then you've got let's see. He also, Sean Connery, he took the James Bond part, but then he turned down the part of Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. Turned it down. See, I could see Sean Connery playing that part, but I'm sure now there's probably Lord of the Rings fans listening, and they're like, "What are you talking about, Sean?" No. See, and I realize, I'm not that big of a fan of Lord of the Rings, so I guess that's why I could see him in that part. And had he played that part, it wouldn't have changed my mind about the movie. But still, it's interesting to know. Now, this one I'm really glad of, because could you imagine Indiana Jones sporting a Magnum PI stash? See, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. And this is actually the one I knew about. Tom Selleck, Magnum PI, was originally chosen over Harris Ford to play Indiana Jones. So Indiana Jones could have had a very, very sweet stash. And see, I can't see this either. Now, Burt Reynolds was perfect for Smokey and the Bandit. Just perfect for it. And just like I would not put Harrison Ford in Smokey and the Bandit, I could not ever see Burt Reynolds playing Han Solo. And again, it's another sweet stash. I'm glad Harrison Ford never sported the stash. I really am. But Burt Reynolds turned down the part of Han Solo. Who else turned the part down? Al Pacino turned it down. Nick Nolte turned it down. And Christopher Walken. Could you imagine, just for a second, Christopher Walken asking Chewie to make the jump to light speed? It would take too long. They'd already get shot by laser beams. Annette Bening turned down the role of Catwoman in Batman Returns. Annette Bening's a pretty woman, but I could not imagine anybody else besides Michelle Pfeiffer in the catsuit. I just could not. So I think that was a good choice. Now, how many Matrix fans do we have out there? See, I would have been happy, I think, either way with this one. Will Smith was actually the first pick to play Neo in The Matrix. I mean, don't you wish you could maybe slip into an alternate universe and just watch the movie as if Will Smith had... Because I'd like to see Will Smith play Neo. I would. I mean, I would never want to take it away from Reeves, but I'm saying Will Smith would have probably made a very cool Neo. And he's more of a comedic actor. I get it. Well, he could do serious. No, he could do serious roles too. He would have been great at Neo. And then you've got Ralph Macchio, who can you guess what part did Ralph Macchio turn down? I'm not giving anything away for this. I'm throwing it out there. And can I give you some hints? The movie came out in the 80s. In the 80s. See, if I give too many hints, it's just going to give it away. No, I can't. See, I don't know what other hints to give without just giving it away. See, I should have thought this through. But he turned down the part to play Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Which, that's totally what skyrocketed Michael J. Fox. I mean, he had his sitcom. What was it? What was the? Oh my gosh, I can't even remember what was the name of the sitcom that Michael J. Fox was in. Was it? I can't even remember what it was. I think maybe I need to go back to bed. today. But he had the sitcom going for him, and then he had Back to the Future, which after he did that, everybody knew who he was. And Teen Wolf was pretty good. And Michael J. Fox today is just such a likable guy. He really is. And some of the things that he says, it really carries a lot of weight, I think. Oh, I agree, Nate. Annette Bening was great in the American President. And she's very, very pretty. But I couldn't imagine substituting her for Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and Batman. And we have J-Man in the chat. J-Man is the hottest thing, ladies and gentlemen, on two wheels. Now, what was the sitcom that Michael J. Fox was in the 80s? Was it... Wait, what was Family Ties? Was it Family Ties? No. See, I can't even... I lived through the 80s, but I don't remember them very well. So I'm at a loss for words. I am. Oh, I see it's going to kill me. Would somebody just please type it? Because I know you guys are sitting there laughing at me. What was the freaking sitcom name that he was in? Michael J. Fox, come on! Nicole, you're Canadian. You should know this. Michael J. Fox is from Canada. Would somebody Google the information, please? And let me know what it is. I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts here. Okay, it was Family Ties. Okay, thank you, Nate. So I was right. Well, see, I thought Family Ties when I first brought it up, but then I thought, well, that doesn't sound right. So I really wasn't sure. See, I need to be more confident. That's part of my problem. I do. I need to work on my confidence because I'm not very confident.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? My name is Dorcas Maximus, Commander of the Dorks of the North, General of the Dork Legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor, Dork Vader. And I will have my vengeance. Dorks of the world, unite!
Anyway, I'm glad Nathan said that because I was going to get a headache. I really was. Now, I don't want to really talk about The Walking Dead just yet. Let's do, what do you guys want to do? I've got some outrageously overpriced products. And some of these we complain about it. We realize they're overpriced, but yet we continue to throw dollar bills on the table. And then I've got some cool gadgets. Let's talk about the cool gadgets first. Because that way I can play my really cool background music. See, I gotta do whatever it takes, I think, to make me sound better than I really am. If I can even find it. See, I am so unprepared today. I really am. I'm gonna go back to bed.
When I was just a wee little lad, full of health and joy, my father homeward came one day and gave to me a toy. A wonder to behold it was, with many colors bright, and the moment I laid eyes on it, it became my heart's delight.
Okay, here we go. Now these are gadgets for the dork in your life, whether you're buying them for yourself or whether you're buying them for the dork in your life. Now we have the leaf loader, and this looks kind of neat. I'm not exactly sure how. It's this big funnel thing, and you hook it up to your bag outside, so you don't really have to rake piles anymore. You can just throw all the leaves into this funnel, and then I guess you lift it up and shake it into the bag. But it's kind of neat. You can get that for $30. And anything that makes raking leaves, I guess, easier is a good thing. I don't really know anybody that likes raking leaves. And if you're like me, when you were growing up, you always had to rake them more than once because you just couldn't resist jumping into them after you raked them up, and then you had to rake them again. So I guess this kind of cuts that out. And I thought this was pretty cool. This is a bicycle lane tail light, and it's not like just a normal light that shines while people are driving past you, but this actually shoots out lasers. I just thought of something. If there's any cats in the neighborhood, this is going to drive them crazy. It's going to drive them insane. But it shoots out lasers on both sides of the bicycles. So as drivers are going by, are you taking pictures of me, really? Are you taking pictures of me while I'm broadcasting? So it shoots out lasers on either side of the bike, so that way when people are driving by, they can see your lane, and they know to avoid you so they don't hit and kill you while you're driving. There's a bottle opener fridge magnet for the beer lovers. Oh, wait a minute. The lasers for your bicycle, they go for $19. Well, that's pretty affordable. And then we have the bottle opener fridge magnet. And I don't know what really makes this cool. It's made from shiny stainless steel with a rubber magnetic backing. So it's got to be a pretty darn good magnet, I think. I mean, to be able to open up a beer bottle with it. But it looks nice, and it goes on your fridge. It's $20. Let's see. There was one more thing. Let's see. This always scares me when there's a price to be announced. I tend to stray away from those kinds of things. But it's a Philips Advance Air Fryer XL. So if your diet consists of fried foods and sodas 7 days a week, maybe it's about time your arteries got a break. Now the Air Fryer XL, it will fry or even bake your food. Now it does it with very little oil, and the key is Philips Rapid Air technology, using rapid circulating hot air to cook food. The result is delicious grub with 80% less fat. So with something like that, you can turn 41 like myself and still enjoy your French fries. Maybe wings, maybe pizza, brownies. So that's pretty good. So maybe that's worth a couple $100. If you can still, but are they going to taste as good? I guess that's the thing. And the wings, if you can make healthier wings, and then you can still drown them in ranch dressing. Can you cook ranch dressing in this thing? I guess is the question. If I can cook my wings in the Philips Advance air fryer, and it's not Advance, it's Avance, A-V-A-N-C-E, can I also cook my ranch dressing and or my blue cheese dressing in there so I can just drown my hot wings in them? So I think that's probably the real question. We've got Aaron in the chat. Aaron, it's good to see you. Welcome to the program. And did I miss anybody? Did anybody else come in while I was away? I don't think so. Everybody's saying family. I know it's Family Ties now. I got it now. See, I knew that right off the bat, but I wasn't confident enough to say Family Ties. I don't know why. Because I screw up on the show all the time. It's not like you guys would think any less of me if when I screw up. Now, I'm going to play a song, and this is sort of going to lead up to... Are you still seriously taking pictures of me? Really? What are you doing? Why do you have to take pictures of me while I'm broadcasting? I feel violated. And she's like acting all innocent and giving me that little face like, I didn't do nothing wrong. Well, you didn't, but it's just catching me off guard. So we're going to talk about, they don't really call them zombies on The Walking Dead. They call them walkers. But I enjoy saying zombie. So I'm going to continue to say zombie. But if you're a Walking Dead fan, we're going to talk about The Walking Dead here in just a little while. And I'm a big fan. You need to check out my Tumblr and my Facebook, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You're absolutely positively in the right place. You're listening to the Chris Top program.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program. Mr. Pop. Take it from the top.
You don't know me, baby, but I seen you around. It might seem kinda crazy, but I'm just new in town. And now I wonder what you think if I said, hey look, I'd like to get your number and a link to your Facebook. Now if I tell you what a nice guy's supposed to, would that compel you not to scream when I approach you? You'll have to promise me you'll take this news calmly, but honestly, I'm sort of a zombie. I knew you'd be surprised, you can bet that I may not be alive, but I sure as hell ain't dead inside. What's with the shotty? I ain't wishing you harm. You see, I try to hold your hand, but I'm missing an arm. And brains are all I've eaten all week, it's true, but if my heart was still beating, it would beat for you. So let me take you to Wendy's, you deserve it. Yeah, I'm a zombie, baby, ain't nobody perfect. I'll chase you through the yard and all through the house into the dark. Oh, I wanna steal your heart. bet that I've got an appetite for human flesh. I'll always be near, though. You'll have to accept that when I nibble on your earlobe, you might get infected, huh? Cause I fell in love with you, and I'm undead, but you make me feel alive. And when I chase you through the graveyard, it feels like foreplay. If I'm lying, I'm dying, and I speak truly when I say I love you mine. I'll take brains over beauty. We'll be the undead, Dagwood and Blondie, when I teach you how to zombie.
Teach you how to zombie.
And everybody love you, and you can sing along to this post-apocalyptic post-mortem love song. So give me a chance, girl, you know I'll be worth it. Yeah, I'm a zombie, baby, ain't nobody perfect. I'll chase you through the yard and all through the house into the dark. Oh, I wanna steal your heart and eat your brains. I've never been so true, but if my heart was still beating, it would beat for you. Oh, I wanna steal your heart and eat your brains. Nom 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 nom.
The num 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 part, I love that.
I am Iron Man. Oh. Why does this always happen as soon as I get dressed? Okay, I think that one was wet. Yeah, I have a problem here. I really hate this suit. I really do. Yeah.
Hello, ladies. Ha ha. Oh, that's right. Get down. This is Lester from Mobster Boss Radio Live. That's me. And listen, I know that in a recent show I told everybody that Lester Bartholomew Jones was off the market. Well, guess what? Every one of you fine ladies out there are in love. Because Lester is back on the market. Yes, that's right, back on the market, but even better than that, I've started a new business. I know that there are plenty of you women out there that feel neglected, overlooked, taken advantage of. You feel like the man in your life absolutely ignores you. More than likely, he's out screwing around. More than likely, when he's told you that you need to cut down on your spending, that's because he needs extra money for that little piece of ass that he's got on the side. I have the answer for every one of you neglected, absolutely taken advantage of women out there. I do have the answer. If your man's out cheating, and you know whether he is or not, more than likely he is. And just like I said a minute ago, if he's told you to cut back on your spending, it's likely because he needs more money for that little hot piece of ass that he's got. I have your answer. That's right, I've started a new business. It's called Grudge by Lester. Grudge by Lester. And hey, no more do you have to go to the bar, find some pot-bellied loser, and take a chance on things going wrong. You know exactly what you're getting. And I offer so much more than just your typical grudge. That's right, think about it, ladies. While your husband's out drilling that little hot bod that he's got over on the side, in 24 hours you could have your legs up behind your ears, being drilled by me just like it meant something to me. Ha ha! That's right, remember, picture services available, video services available. I'll even leave a pair of my underwear laying around just in case, make it look like you forgot that was there. That's right. Hey, Grudge by Lester. Don't forget to call me. I can help you out.
It's time for a takeover. The radio revolution is here. With your host, Aaron, bringing you today's hits. This is Radio Takeover.
Just got a message in from Doc FM. He said, "Kiss my butt." I don't know exactly. Okay, thanks, Doc FM. I appreciate that. I was looking for another. I was going to play my regular intro to the Chris Top program. Well, you know how I do like the promos. I usually intro back with those, but I was looking for a specific one, and I think this is it. Let me make sure. I have a ton of promos just floating around in the Spreaker universe. I'm trying to come up with something new and unique. Any suggestions would be awesome.
You check it real, check it live. Let's do it, brah brah bro. Let's do it now.
Brah brah bro? Okay, maybe a new jingle.
Baby, 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 live. Baby, 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 live. Baby, 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 live.
I don't know if that's what I was thinking exactly.
Live, live, live. Oh, live.
Well, I do appreciate your help. Do you like the show?
I like to listen to the Chris Top program every day. He makes my day. He makes me happy. He makes me laugh. Like, what did he play today? I was laughing so hard, I honestly actually pissed my pants and shit myself. I actually shit my underwear. What?
Be nice.
I shit my pants and pissed my pants.
Okay, just tune into the Chris Top program here on Spreaker.com. See what my show does to certain people? Isn't that crazy? And that's DJ Jason Whalen, and I've actually got a piece that I'm going to play that he sent me, or he did a while back. He actually punked me. And I had a show go on for a while where I punked people. I did parodies of their shows. And some people got me back, and I'm going to play what he did in just a second. But I do want to welcome Casual Stoner to the chat. Casual, it's always a pleasure to see you. And I played your promo right at the beginning of the show. So I got you in there, and I'm trying to play as many promos as I can throughout the shows. Which reminds me, we have Clinton in the chat. Clinton actually does a great poetry show here on Spreaker. It's called For the Love of Poetry and Spoken Word. Oh! But that's Clinton. And Clinton, what I needed to tell you was send me your latest promo, because I'm not really playing any of the old stuff now. So if you would send me a new updated one, then I'll play it on my show for you. And that goes out to anybody. If you have a promo here on Spreaker and you'd like for me to play it for you, I'd be more than happy to do that. I don't mind spreading the Spreaker love. And speaking of spreading the Spreaker love, let's do this real quick before I play the punked clip that Jason Whalen did. You're going to love it. You're going to love it as long as your expectations aren't too high. But let's spread some Spreaker love. If you do a show here on Spreaker, go ahead and type the word show into the chat. Make sure you click on each other and follow each other, and just at least give it a listen. If you don't like it, you can unfollow them and never listen again. But let's spread that Spreaker love.
We're just here to spread that love all around. Spread it around. Spread it around.
And I hope that was enough time to spread the love. Well, here's a little more time. This is DJ Jason Whalen, I can't get it out, punking the Chris Top program. It took me weeks to get over this. I was depressed, and I went into my bathroom, and I didn't leave for weeks. Abby was knocking on it. She was like, "What are you doing? What are you, Chris? Do we need an intervention?" I'm calling 911 right now. But anyway, this is the punked I got from Jason Whalen.
Well, Chris Top, you just been punked on the top of the hour radio show. You just been punked.
Like I said, what? You need security? You need security guards? What? You need to talk about all those people in the chat room? You need to say all their freaking names? You need to talk about them? Tell them who they are? Come on, Chris, get reality. It gets boring after a while. Don't you realize you need to pump it up? And well, you know what? I guess you are a dork. Just like you say, dorks, be proud. Be a dork and be proud, right? As you always say. Well, you know what?
That was it's be a dork, be proud, be hip.
That's just the way it is. Yep, that's just the way it is. I tell you, that's just the way it is, Chris. But you've just been punked. Santa, you've been punked. And Nicole, you've been punked. But, you know what? Keep up the good work, guys. Because more of you are going to just be punked. You better watch out because you never know when you're going to be punked. Punk it up. Punk it down. Keep it real, guys. But you know what? You've just been punked on the Top of the Hour radio show, hosted by the Bright Eyes Top of the Hour radio episode, toasted to you by the Bright Eyes radio show, coming to you from Hamilton, Ontario. Keep up the good work. You've just been punked.
And yes, I've been officially punked. Now, there are a lot of reasons, I think, to call 911. And I'm going to talk about The Walking Dead in a little while, I promise. So I like to save some of my favorite stuff for last, because once October 14th hits, I'm going to be totally Walking Dead, and it's going to be fun. And that's a good time of the year, because it'll allow me to play some other Halloween stuff and probably do some new bits and things like that. But anyway, I don't know if this qualifies as an emergency. I really don't. Now, this happened in Florida. Robert Hagerman is his name. He's 56. He called 911 not because his house was on fire, not because he was having a heart attack or anything like that. He called 911 because his daughter wouldn't give him a beer. You bring me a beer. Well, give me a beer out of the fridge. What do you do? What? I'm going to call the police. You better bring me that beer right now. I've got 911 on my speed dial. I'm going to call the police right now. So anyway, that's not what he told authorities when he rang them up. He said his daughter was hitting him, throwing things at him, and using drugs. My daughter, she's out of control. She won't stop hitting me. She just threw a blender at me. She's doing drugs. She's doing cocaine on the kitchen table. Anyway, his daughter luckily had recorded what happened on her phone, and she played it for the officers. They arrested the guy for making a false report. So now he's got to pay $150 in bail because his daughter wouldn't bring him a beer. I think maybe he needs a little help, really. Now, there's a literal flash mob. They descended on a beach to try for the skinny dipping record. And I guess, because I don't think it would be that hard to find too many people willing to skinny dip at once. I really don't think it'd be that difficult. But I guess to set the record, you have to do it in really cold water. And see, that's part of the problem, I guess. So it didn't work out. Now, this went on in England. See, I think in America we would have went through with it. I think sometimes the English are just a little too proper, and they're like, maybe not. And so they backed out. But this happened on Saturday when a ballsy group of naked swimmers, they gathered together to try to break the world record for skinny dipping. Now, unfortunately for the group, the cool temperatures scared off a lot of participants, and they failed to make a world record. So they had barely 200 people that actually participated. But they did a good thing, though. They managed to raise money for a charity called Mind. And I don't know exactly what the charity is, but I'm assuming it was a good thing. So maybe they're out of their mind. I don't know. But hopefully it's a good charity, and they did a good thing anyway. But I just didn't think it'd be that hard to get people to take off their clothes and go skinny dipping. Or maybe it's just my mindset living in America. I don't know. But anyway, it's good to have everybody in the chat. What do I want to talk about now? I don't even know. I'm looking through because I want to put the Walking Dead stuff off for a while. Oh, we can talk about the outrageously priced products. Why don't we do that? And then I've got a couple other stories, too, we'll look at here in a little while. The Walking Dead's right around. And I've got all kinds of Walking Dead pictures posted on my Tumblr if you want to check those out. And thank you, Clinton, for tumbling with me. And if any of you are using Tumblr, I would love it if you would follow me. I just started using it. Yesterday I had 4 followers. Now I've got 13. So I'm getting up there in my Tumblr popularity. That's really nice. It's really nice. Kiss has a flower in her hair. I don't know where she got it. I don't know who she ganked the flower from. But it's really pretty. It looks good in your hair. It really does. Now, Tumble with me, because I would like to do something with Tumblr, because it's so much fun to use, and I actually have a better time on there than I do on Facebook. Don't tell Facebook I said that, because they could ban me from the universe. Have you ever thought about how much money you spend on theater popcorn? See, I know we complain about it, but we still throw down the cash for it. Because there's something about getting that greasy, bad-for-us popcorn at the movie theater. It's almost impossible for me to watch a movie if I don't have some popcorn. It doesn't have to be the big tub, but it could be like a little bag. But I've got to have some popcorn to munch on while I'm watching a movie. And I could have just eaten. The Chinese buffet down the road, drove to the theater in 2 minutes, just be stuffed, and I would still have to order some popcorn, just because when you walk in the movie theater and you smell it, and there's something about just eating the popcorn while you're watching, it just goes hand in hand with it. Now, at the grocery store, microwave popcorn, it runs about $3 a box. Now, each box includes 3.5-ounce bags. So why on earth do we even consider paying $6 for a single medium-sized bag of popcorn at the movie theater? I don't think anybody really knows why. But for some reason, we continue to crunch on a bag full of those greasy little nuggets during our favorite film. Now, after considering that movie theaters purchase popcorn in bulk, the average markup of movie theater popcorn is a whopping, okay, get ready for this, 1,275%. Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe you'll think twice. And see, maybe it's because, and I know you do this, we all do it, we sneak things into the movie theater. And I've been known to sneak in my peanut butter M&Ms from time to time, or maybe my gummy bears. I've been known, I forgot they were in my pocket. Well, I'll just go ahead and eat them. But you don't sneak in tubs of fresh buttery popcorn. And it's a convenience thing. You don't want to always stop at the gas station and stock up on the candy before you go. I mean, see, I always have to go to the theater, and I have to buy the popcorn and the Coke. It's like the tub of popcorn and then the 5 gallons of Coke. What are the movie theaters going to do in New York? Because they're banning 16 ounces or more. So you're gonna go to the movie theater and buy are they going to allow refills? I mean, how's that going to work? Okay, let me ask you this. If you go to I have some questions for you, Mr. Bloomberg. Let me ask you this. If the movie theater's large turns into a 15 ounce, are you going to arrest people when they go up there to get a refill? Because then they've got 30 ounces. Yeah, they've beat the system. And let me ask you this. What if 2 people are walking down the road or the sidewalk in New York City and they're sharing a 20-ounce Coke? So technically, they're only getting 10 ounces apiece. So are you going to arrest them for sharing a 20-ounce soda product? It's no different than 2 people walking with 2 10 ounces of soda, right? See, there's things that are wrong, Mr. Bloomberg, with your law. So you need to rethink that. Now, also on the list, we have greeting cards. Have you ever thought about how much you pay for a greeting card? Since when can you fold up a piece of paper and charge $2.99 for a folded up piece of paper? I mean, somebody slaps a little kitty cat picture on it, and then some little clever message on it, and then they stamp the back of it with Hallmark. And then they charge $3 for it. And there are a lot of us that we spend hours poring over the neatly arranged stacks in the greeting card aisles. searching for the perfect message for Sis's birthday or the parents' anniversary, or just because I love you. Oh, you're just because you're a great friend. $2.99. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to read it and they're going to go, "Aw." And then they're not going to want to throw it away right away. It's going to end up in their drawer or on the kitchen table. And then eventually, a year or two down the road, they'll go through and they'll clean out things. And then it's going to end up in the trash can. So bam, $2.99 you just spent on this card for a logo, and then it's going to end up in the freaking trash can down the road. Have I been tweeted? Jay said this about the skinny dipping. Chris, you gave me a good idea. I'll take a girl skinny dipping for a date. Well, Jay, I don't know if that's a good idea. Is it a first date? Because if it's a first date, I don't know if the chick's going to be all about the skinny dipping or not. I don't know. So what are you doing? Are you rowing a boat? What are you doing? I'm trying to do a radio show. Oh, wait a minute. What? I don't know. We're playing here. Just tell me during my break, and then we'll go back to it, because I don't know what you're doing. Anyway, the average greeting card costs between $2 and $4, and we don't seem to think twice about paying that price, that outrageous price. The markup is between 100 and 200%. Now, that's not as shocking as the movie theater popcorn. That's over 1,200%. But you've got to consider how many of those paper jewels that people buy each year. I mean, why can't you just buy some construction paper and some markers? It's only going to cost a few cents to do something that probably even means more, and maybe they're less likely to throw it away if you made it yourself a few years down the road. Or they may just think you're cheap. I don't know. I have no idea. And, okay, if you're a college student and you're listening, or if you've ever been a college student and you're listening, think about the price of college textbooks. Yeah. In 2010, the annual in-state cost for the typical state university soared to more than $15,000. Private colleges now charge an average of $35,600 a year. Now, if college kids and their parents aren't financially drained enough, there's yet another inflated price that they face. Dun, 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 dun. College textbooks. College students pay an average of $900 a year on textbooks and other supplies. What is that, 2 books? Now, the textbooks prices, they have skyrocketed by 186% since 1986. The books actually account for about 26% of the overall cost of college. And unfortunately, broke college students are required to purchase these costly books for their class. See, it's not one of those things that you can or can't buy. You have to buy it. So not only do they charge you just this outrageous tuition, but then you have to turn around and you have to buy the books as well. Why can't they just include it all together? I know they're going to jack the price up anyway, but it would seem easier, I would think. But you know, at the end of the year, at least they can sell their books back for a couple of dollars. Yeah, I spent $300 on the book, but I sold it back to the school for $20. That's not a good trade. Then the school's going to turn around and sell it for $200 again after you're gone. Now, there are some good sites, and I talked about this in a show several weeks, maybe months ago. I don't know. But if you Google this, you can actually rent college books now. You can rent them from certain sites. I'm thinking maybe Amazon does this. You can rent the book that you need, and then when you're done with it, you just give it back. And the rental fee is a lot cheaper than actually buying the book. So that is an alternative route you can take, and it's going to save you a lot of money. And that's from the top. You can thank me later. All right? We've got the views expressed, Reverend Owainus Pierce in the chat. Reverend, it's good to see you. And what's Casual talking about? He says, check out mine. Check out your what? See, this is a PG-13 program, Stoner. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, I'm looking at my chat now, and I just want to make sure I like to go back to my chat because I don't want to miss what you guys are saying, but then I have to go on. And Reverend's been in here for a while. I'm sorry, Reverend. I'm going back up to where he was talking about pop. And I'm with you, Glob. I mean, extra butter. I ask for that every time. See, I go in and get my popcorn, and I want it And see, I don't even have the munchies because I don't even smoke pot. But I go in and I asked them to layer it. I want extra butter, but I want it layered. I was like, okay, put a little bit of popcorn in and then just a lot of butter. And put a little bit more popcorn in and then a lot more butter. And then I just keep doing it. I'm like, okay, popcorn, okay, stop. Stop. Okay, now go with the butter. Keep going. I'll say when. Okay, when. And more, and I do that. So if there's a long line behind me, there's all kinds of people getting hacked off. Because that's how I act in a movie theater. But you've got to have just that good, greasy, bad for you, buttery popcorn that you eat, and it makes you age 20 years when you eat it. It does. So I've got all these marijuana smokers in my chat, and their mouths are watering right now for popcorn. I know. I talked about this on the program yesterday. What was it called? The Popinator? I think that's what it was called. Oh, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. You can just sit in your home. You don't even have to lift a finger to eat the popcorn. You say the word pop, and then it shoots the popcorn out of this machine, and somehow it finds your mouth. I don't know how it does that. It shoots it close. You still have to catch it. It's like throwing popcorn up in the air and catching it in your mouth. But it shoots it at your mouth. All you have to do is say pop, and then bam, it goes close to your mouth, but you have to catch it. But it's called the Popinator, so you can Google that and check it out. I think it's called the Popinator. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Something like that. You could probably Google it and find it. Now, okay, this one has got us all because I do this. I've gotten better because I've started buying it like in the gallon. But I've got other reasons. I may talk about that later. But I've got reasons for doing that. I don't mind drinking tap water. I really don't. But sometimes I stop at gas stations and I'm like, okay, I've had enough soda today, so maybe I should drink some water. So I'll get a bottled water. But some people, and I know I'm probably talking about 95% of my listeners, some people will go to the store and they'll buy 24 packs of bottled water. 24 packs of bottled water. You know, you have a faucet in your house and it doesn't cost much. Or you could probably find several different public places where there's water fountains. It doesn't cost anything. But then if you're like a germaphobe, it's like, I don't know if I want to drink out of that. I've seen what people do at these water fountains. But anyway, water is relatively inexpensive. Why do we buy bottled water? Now, the statement on here says many consumers are still willing to pay $3 for a bottle of it. Well, I know that there's some more expensive bottled water than others, but at most gas stations around here, you can get bottled water for a buck. It's like 99 cents or $1.30 or something like that. But I'm assuming this is the more expensive bottled water, that the hoity-toity people get. Now, in 2009, the U.S. Congress revealed that about 45% of bottled water comes from municipal taps. And then the bottled water company may or may not do some additional filtering before pouring it into their logo-stamped bottles. So yeah, they're screwing you. They're filling up their bottles from the tap. They're slapping their logo on it. It costs them 0.5 cent or 0.1 cent to put the water in the bottle. And then they're selling it for $3. Are we that stupid? Are we really that stupid? Americans continue to buy more than 500 million bottles every week, making it the second most popular purchased drink right behind soda. Can you believe that? See, so the springs, the beautiful springs, the mountain springs that they put on these commercials, now it just comes out of my tap. It's not even the inside tap. It's the outside tap out there by the outhouse. That's where I get the bottle. Yeah, there's a stream. It's about 50 miles north of here. I don't know. I've never been there. But I figured we were close enough to the stream where I could put the label on the bottle. That's what we're drinking. And we're paying, I don't even know what the percentage, we're paying way too much for it. Are we that ridiculous? Okay, raise your hand if this hacks you off. And I promise you, I'm going to talk about The Walking Dead. I promise you, but I'm gonna roll right now. Printer ink. printer ink. All right, think about this. 71 cents per milligram or milliliter. I guess that's what that is. Of printer ink. The Red Cross charges 40 cents for blood. Yeah. The ink is more expensive than our blood. Now, you may be able to buy a surprisingly affordable printer at your local office supply store, but don't celebrate just yet. The printer companies, they make their biggest bucks on ink. Now, over the life of your printer, you'll probably pay more than 500% of the total price of the printer itself on ink refill cartridges. Now, I thought I was going to beat the system at one time. I thought I was, because I got the little ink things where you filled up the cartridges yourself, and it didn't work. See, if it had worked, I would have saved a ton of money. But I ended up getting ink just all over my hands, my arms, my face, and it's like when it printed, it was like a rainbow. Like it was supposed to be just black, and it was like a rainbow. And I can't use that on a resume. I can't use a rainbow print on a resume. So then I not only wasted my money on that, and I couldn't ever get the ink off of my kitchen counter. I couldn't do it. So not only did I waste my money on that, but then I had to go out and buy the freaking cartridge that cost $8 gazillion. Oh, wow, this printer scanner is only $20 at Walmart. How much is the ink? $5 million for the stupid ink. Blake Taylor, it's good to see you. See, I made the mistake yesterday of saying that only Kim calls me Chrissy Poo, and then Blake comes in and calls me Chrissy Poo. I guess we're that close. No homo. And we've got Mobster Boss Radio live in here. He says, go laser on the printer. Inkjets are a waste. See, I'm just not that intelligent. I don't know. I go into the store and I say, oh, a Canon. It's got everything I need. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. And that's what I do. That's just what I do. I don't think ahead. But see, I don't use my printer that much either. I don't. The only time I use it is when do I use it? Yeah, I've used it for resumes before, but I mean, I've got a job and I don't really need it for that. So I guess that's all I've ever really used. I've had this printer for maybe a year, and I think I've changed the ink once. So I'm doing pretty good. I guess in a way I'm beating the system, but then I feel trapped. I feel like I can't use it. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal for me, but it's an outrageous price to pay for freaking ink. And Mobster Boss, by the way, I did play your ad, your promo a little bit earlier in the show. So it's good to see you in the chat. What is the Reverend saying? He says, there's stuff in the water. Check out your water treatment plants. Want to see the garbage they put in the city water. See, I don't want to know that stuff. And I don't care what fish do in the water. See, why you got to post stuff like that in my chat? I'm trying to do a show here. I really don't care. You post whatever you want. Okay, now, this drives me nuts. I don't have this problem. No, I don't. I don't have this problem because I had to sit here and think about it for a second. Brand name fashions. And you can't just blame this on women because men are just as bad. I mean, ever since the whole metrosexual thing came along, men are just as bad as women are on buying things just because of the brand name. Now, I'll tell you this. The only thing that I buy that's brand name are my shoes, just because I've bought cheap shoes in the past. And I could have gotten away with that if I was younger, but now if my back starts to hurt or my feet start to hurt, I'm not a very happy camper. So I have to pay a little more for my shoes. And okay, before you say anything, I have a pair of tennis shoes, I have a pair of flip-flops, and I have a pair of work shoes, like the dress shoes that I wear to work. That's it, 3 pairs of shoes. I don't have a closet full of 50 pairs of shoes. So that's before you say anything. Now, the other thing that I spend a lot of money on, as far as clothing goes, my socks. And I stand by this because they're great socks. And if they ever wanted me to endorse their product, I would do it in a heartbeat. If you've never heard of Thorlo socks, oh my gosh, you've got to try them. You put one of these socks on your feet, and it feels like there's 1,000 angels kissing your feet while you walk. That's what it feels like. These are the best socks. And okay, your jaw's going to drop. They're $12 a pair. Okay, but I started buying these socks 6 years ago, and I still have the socks that I bought 6 years ago. No holes, no tears, no rips, and they're still just as comfortable as they were. So who's screwing up here? Me for buying the $12 pairs of socks, or you for buying the package of 12 pairs for $6? And those only last, 3 months? You put them on one day, rip, your big toes sticking out. You may as well not wear socks. So see, if I'm going to spend extra money on something, there's a reason for it. I don't buy something just for the name brand. I think that's ridiculous. I get what's on sale. I mean, if it's a t-shirt, I get the shirts that are on sale. I went to the store the other day, and they had my size shirts, and they were all, I think they were like $3 a piece. I bought like freaking 10 shirts because they were $3. It's an undershirt. I wear them on my days off. I wear them to work under my dress shirt. You know, that's what I do. But anyway, brand names are ridiculous. Printer ink, ridiculous. Bottled water, college textbooks, greeting cards, movie theater popcorn, ridiculous. Now see, Blake, you're in the chat. I'm going to have to, oh my gosh. I haven't played this in months. And then you bring it up. Hang on, let me see. Okay, hang on. I'm going to talk about The Walking Dead. I know I've said that 1,000 times. But just give me a break, and I'll be back in a second. And we're gonna talk about because I am excited about it. October the 14th, it premieres on Sunday at 8 o'clock Central Time. The season 3 of The Walking Dead, and if you haven't seen the trailer yet, and this was the trailer that was actually released at Comic-Con, you've got to watch the trailer. It's like 4 minutes long. Oh, it's gonna get you revved up, I promise, because it looks really, really good. You're in the right place. You, my friends, are listening to the Chris Top program.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Mr. Pop.
Take it from the top.
Our love story could be kinda gory, far from boring. We'd meet at a post-apocalypse. Yeah, I'd be slowly walking in a group stalking you. You'd be the only man alive that I could not resist. Then all of your friends, they'd try to kill us, but only because they'd be jealous that our love is deeper than Edward and Bella. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, yeah. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, 'cause I want you. You'd be hiding in a second floor apartment, knocking all the stairs down to save your life from the undead. Double barrel shotgun, taking out the slow ones. Then you'd see the passion burning in my eye, and I'd keep my head. Then all of your friends, they'd try to kill us, but only because they'd be jealous that our love is deeper than Edward and Bella's. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, you too much. If that's why I'd wait until we got married. Oh, and our happiest days would be spent picking off all your friends, and they'd sing a love this deep won't stay buried. If I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, yeah. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, 'cause I want you.
The Top, broadcasting live to at least 3 people on Spreaker.com.
Hello, fellow citizens. This is the latest in dork news from around the world. Those wacky potheads may not be as high as they think. They may have our milk money, but we still have all of our brain cells. Fellow dorks, never fear. Those mean girls who steal your bike every day are going to soon end up in Jailsville. Let's see how life looks behind the slammer. Not so much fun making knives out of soap just to survive, is it, ladies? Remember, kids, be a dork, be proud, be hip.
Okay, I usually don't play 2 songs in a row on my show. I usually try to stick to 2 or 3. But Blake's in the chat, and he brought this up, and I really want to hear it. I do, and I used to play it on the show all the time, and I haven't played it in months. This song needs no introduction. So if you've listened to the Chris Top program at all, you know what this song is.
One resident describes her horrifying experience when she first realized the complex was on fire.
I said, "Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire." Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, "Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire." Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis. I woke up to go get me a cold pop. And then I thought somebody was barbecue. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm running for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis.
According to the apartment manager, the fire started in a woman's home. She was treated for smoke inhalation at a local hospital.
I got bronchitis.
There were no other reports of injuries.
I said, "Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. It's a fire, it's a fire, it's a fire." Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm running for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm running for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis.
That's just a classic. It really is a classic. Don't forget, T-shirt contest going on as we speak. All you have to do is submit your best Chris Top program fan art or video to me somehow. You can do it on my Facebook, on Tumblr. You can email it to me, whatever it takes, and you could be the proud owner of a Phone Zoo T-shirt or a Chris Top program T-shirt or both if you win first prize. And also, I want some feedback on my Tumblr, because we were talking about the new Justice League movie and who is going to play the part of Wonder Woman, and I think it should be Lauren Cohen. If you don't know who she is, take a look on my Tumblr page. You'll see her. She's a chick from The Walking Dead. I think she would make the perfect, absolute perfect Wonder Woman.
Calling all dorks. Calling all dorks. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be cool? How it feels like to actually talk to chicks and not be ignored? Then you need to tune in every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time and listen to The Rob Aguilar Show, where we're going to talk about sex. That's right. Sex. I know you guys think about that, what it feels like to actually have sex with someone. We're going to talk about sports, women, entertainment, all the things you've been wondering about. So tune in every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and listen to the Rob Aguilar Show.
It's no longer a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy fact. The TSA is out on the streets. The FBI is spying on you. And you are in the crosshairs of the New World Order. Come listen to The Views Expressed with your host, Reverend Wayne S. Pierce. Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Right here on Spreaker.com.
Dude, it's like I woke up out of this sleep, man, and I heard these voices. They were talking to me out of nowhere, man. Here, you can eat that Nilla wafer, dude. Those aren't voices in your head. You're tuned into the Pothead Show with Nathan. No way, man. There's shows for potheads? Well, you don't have to be a pothead to listen, but it's funny. Freelance smokers smoking pot and talking about random shit. Awesome. Fire up your bong, sit back and relax with the Pothead Show.
Hey everyone, it's me, J-Man, from The J-Man Show. Rather than go on about how great I am as a radio host, which could be really fun because I have a wonderful personality, I came here to tell you about the show. What show? My show, The J-Man Show. It airs every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, every day except Wednesday.
Quickly, quickly, Saeed! The Americans are coming! We must go!
No, ridiculous! We cannot go anywhere. I'm listening to Chris talk. It's incredible. He is about to do the lyrical playhouse.
No, but you don't understand! The Americans are coming! We must go! The bombs are in the truck! We must get in the truck! We must go!
You go. I am staying and listening to Chris talk. Wabba. Alright, freeze, dirtbags! This is Ranger 6-2 Echo. I've got 2 in custody. Forget about it, you American pig. You tell your president, these are my terms. You make Chris Talk program world syndication, or I will raise a pillar of holy fire in each of your cities each week until my demands are met. Listen to the Chris Talk program on Spreaker.com, or else.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, Nicole just sent me some fan art on my my Facebook page, not the Chris Top program, but the other page, and that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. I'm looking for some creative stuff, and you did a very good job. So Nicole is in the running for an official Chris Top program T-shirt and or a Phone Zoo T-shirt.
Hey everyone, it's me, J-Man, from The J-Man Show. Rather than go on about how great I am as a radio host, which could be really fun because I have a wonderful personality, I came here to tell you about the show. What show? My show, The J-Man Show. It airs every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, every day except Wednesday.
My brothers, my sisters, you know who you are, dorks of the world. We know what it's like to be shunned from the nerds because we just don't know enough about computers. The geeks never let us be a part of their society because we always thought Spider-Man spun his webs from his wrist. And jocks, we are so sorry we could never throw that perfect spiral. The emos have done it. Now it's our turn. Dorks, unite.
I think I played J-Man's ad twice. So, J-Man, you got a double dose of dorkdom on the Chris Top program today. I got another follower, and I'm pretty sure that's Jen. And if you follow me on Tumblr, I will follow you back, because I'm trying to get the Tumblr up and going. I've got 14 now, which is, yesterday I only had 4, now I've got 14, so that's pretty good. But I'm pretty sure it's Jen because she calls herself Cooper Freak. If it's not Jen, that could be your soulmate. And I'm throwing that out there for you. Now, you dorked them. See, there's a lot of words you can use with dork. So you can get your dork on however you want. See, I really just screwed up, so I had to make it sound like I meant to do it, but I didn't. I just screwed up, and it's just how I roll sometimes. Now, I'm really, really wanting some cool fan art and some cool videos for the T-shirt. And if you want to see the T-shirts, you can go to my Facebook page. Kathy, who actually purchased one a few months ago, she has it on, and she took a picture of it, and you can check that out and see what it looks like. Maybe it's not your style. I don't know. Maybe you could actually win the shirt and then give it away to Goodwill or something like that. Whatever. As long as somebody's wearing it and advertising my show, I'm not too proud to beg. Just give me some freaking fan art, okay? Would you, please? I want some fan art. Oh, The Walking Dead. Oh, before I do that, we have to do something very important. All the dorks of the world, if you would, stand to your feet, place your hand over your heart, and I want you to say this. I want you to say, I'm a dork, by gosh. I'm proud, and I'm hip, because this is the Dork Anthem by my good buddy Belgium Tim, and we're going to follow that up with, you guessed it, the Dork Rap by Big N.
Working on being awesome every day. I'm working on being awesome every day. W-O-B-A-W-O-B and yeah, I'm working on being awesome every day. I'm not really awesome to this day, but I'm working on being awesome every day. I'm not awesome today, but I'll be one day.
Yeah, Big N in the building, representing the dorks. Dorks of the world unite, y'all. Yeah. Hey there, everybody, I got something to say. This guy right over there is Wubba every single day. Okay, what is Wubba?
It gets sounds creepy cold thing.
No, dude, it's just a little dork singing. Well, W is working, O is on it, B is being, and A is for awesome, and that's the dork saying. I'm already awesome, but that's okay, cause Mr. Chris Top is too, but he just doesn't know it. And so are all of you from here on to the far. And just so you know, life is good and I'm gone.
This is Paranormal Phil from PRT Paranormal Talk. You're listening to the Chris Top program right here on Spreaker.com.
That's my good buddy Paranormal Phil, who is also in the chat. Phil, it's good to see you, buddy. Now, what are you saying, Rev? He says, has anyone seen the trailer for Hyde Park on the Hudson with Bill Murray? I have not seen that. Hey, if you have a chance, post that trailer on my Facebook page. I'd love to see it. That's because I think the Reverend has good taste. So I'll definitely check that out. Because I want you to check out the trailer for The Walking Dead. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. See, it's going to be good. Now, if you don't want to know anything about The Walking Dead that's coming up, do not listen to me right now. Do not listen, because it's slated to come out October the 14th, 8 o'clock Central Time on AMC. I think this is the best thriller, and actually Entertainment Weekly said this as well, the best thriller ever produced on television. And the reason I think this is because it's so character-driven. Plus, it's cool to see them kill zombies. And Rick looks really, really cool. That's my choice word tonight. When he holds a gun out in front of his face. And I also posted some other pictures on my Tumblr from the actual production of the show, some production photos, and I put my own captions underneath. So you have to go to my Tumblr to check that out. But I thought they were kind of cool. But the season 3 trailer, it totally rocks. See, the premise behind it, you know, they were kind of left in the middle of nowhere at the end of season 2. So what they're doing is they found this prison, and they've decided to take over the prison. Because if you're going to try to fend off zombies, then there's not a better place, I wouldn't think, to be than a prison, because you've got the jail cells, which is security, and then you got the big fence on the outside of the compound, and you've got the little towers you can sit in and sort of watch for the zombies, and you can just pick them off as they. I mean, once you get in the prison, I would think you'd be totally safe, but the problem is they've got to clear the prison out because it's riddled. It's absolutely riddled with zombies. So I'm pretty sure that's how they're going to start the season off. And then you've got a couple of other characters that are away from the group, and I don't know a whole lot about this part of it. But there's a new character called the Governor, and he seems like he's just a total douche, is what he seems like. But he's got this little town that seems like it's been untouched by the apocalypse. It seems like everybody's okay, but then you've got tanks that are surrounding the town, and he just seems like a really bad guy. So what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to take the prison, I think, from Rick. And, of course, Rick's not going to let him have it, because we know how Rick is. I am so looking forward to this. Now, Rick kind of lost it at the end of Season 2. I mean, with good reasons. I mean, look at his wife, Lori. You know, honestly, I want to see her off the show. She can have the baby first. I know she's pregnant. I know that. She can have the baby, and then a zombie can bite her face off. As soon as she has the baby, if a zombie would come along and just bite her face off, and then somebody else could take her out, that would be fine with me. It would be fine. I mean, she's the most indecisive person I've ever met, besides myself. She'll sit there and she'll tell Rick to watch his back, and Shane's dangerous, and then she gets pissed at Rick for killing him. That makes no sense whatsoever. But Rick made it very clear to the group that their survival depends on him being the leader, not the group participating in a democracy. And, you know, I have to say, I sort of agreed with Rick at the end of the season. But evidently, see, this is what I mean by what I say when it's character-driven. But Rick's going to learn this season that he needs people to survive. And see, any good movies, your characters, just like in real life, they're going to have layers that you have to peel back. And that's what they're doing here. Now, he's been pushing people away to protect his son. In doing so, he loses his humanity. Now, Rick has isolated himself from the group and his marriage. And that's probably a good move. He should probably say isolated from that. And that's the way he's been protecting everybody. So the whole season, I mean, you're still going to have the zombie killing, but it's going to be a lot about him realizing that he does need other people to survive. And I can't freaking wait. I probably watched the trailer 3 or 4 times today because I'm trying to get pumped for it. I didn't want to get too into it back in July when the trailer came out just because it was so far away, but now it's just next month. I mean, today's the 23rd, so it's less than a month away. And I would love, if you guys aren't hooked on this yet, I would love for you guys to get hooked. Because we can talk about it during the show. You can talk about it in the chat, you can leave posts on my page, and we can talk about it. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. Because I'll definitely be watching every episode. Did you see so Blake, did you see the caption I put? You know, hot chicks know how to use samurai, or ninja swords is what I said. And then I posted another one that says, hot chicks know how to use machetes. Why are you, Phil, you're supposed to be my friend. Why are you bringing up Lady... Hang on. Why are you bringing up... I'm going to try this without... Why are you bringing up Lady Gaga? Oh, I think that was just a burp. Why are you bringing up Lady Gaga? See, you guys come in here and you listen to my show, and then you know what that does to me. You talk about her, and then you mention spam, and I'm a very... hang on. That was a rough one. I think I threw up my heart. I have a good imagination. So when you throw a visual in my mind, and then you associate something with a smell like spam, and then you know what it does to me. Anyway, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get on the show. And the Rev wants to know if Kiss knows how to use a machete. She'd probably like to use one on me from time to time if I had to guess.
Oh, fuck. Dude, you've got a cucka-mouth. What the fuck is a cucka-mouth? Dude, please, would you kiss your mother with that mouth? Well, no, but I'd French kiss your mother with this fucking mouth. Dude, really? Sounds like somebody just needs to get a lifestyle out of my fucking business. Dude, please shut your fucking cucka-mouth.
All right, one more time before I sign off for the evening. I would love for everybody to go ahead and spread the Spreaker love again. Type the word show in the chat if you do a show on Spreaker, and make sure you give each other a follow and at least check it out one time.
We're just here to spread that love all around. Spread it around. Spread it around.
And I'd like to welcome DJ AK to the chat. And sometimes it's better late than never. And you know, if you listen to my show, there could be something else on the way. But as for now, I do want to say this. Enter the t-shirt contest. You might win. All you have to do is submit some fan art or a video for the Chris Top program, and you could be the proud owner of a Chris Top program t-shirt or a Phone Zoo t-shirt or both. And if you'd follow me on Tumblr, it would totally make my day. It really would. I'm trying to get my tumbles up, if that's possible. And only you can help me with that. So until I broadcast again, please remember this. Life is good, and I'm gone.
Is it over yet?
Completely over. You have been exposed to the Chris Top program.
Yeah, okay, are we done? I really gotta get a life.
Yeah, I'm not really gone. I'm still here. But Kathy's entered the chat, and she says, sorry I wasn't active tonight. I have a lot of homework to do. See, I have a hard time sometimes figuring out the internet talk. But she typed in HW, and luckily I figured it out. And peace to you, Glob, as well. Now, this is the part of the show that I do for the real fans. I like to, get in here and talk about a few more things before I leave. Maggie is her name, the one that I want to play Wonder Woman in the movie, in the Wonder Woman movie. Lauren Cohen. She's pretty bad. She's becoming one of my favorite characters now. I mean, Rick is a favorite character, and then the other guy that shoots the arrows. I think he's everybody's favorite. And why is it sometimes the best characters get the least amount of airtime? I mean, everybody wants to see more of the arrow shooting guy, right? But anyway, Maggie has lost nearly her whole family. So she's going to be on the defensive when the series returns. So I think she's going to be pretty badass. Now, Maggie's pretty lucky because she still has more family than anybody else does. And the priority for her is protecting her own. So I'm anxious to see how her character progresses. And if they end up killing off Maggie, I'm going to be pissed. If they kill off anybody, it needs to be Lori. And it could be after she has whatever. After she has the baby is fine. But I don't know. I like Maggie. Oh, you've got to watch that video that I posted on the page, on the Facebook page, about the clueless woman and the iPhone. Got to watch that. You really do. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about tonight. Tell me what you think. I mean, if you have an opinion on this, you can post it on my Facebook page, Tumble, whatever. I've gotten in the habit of saying Tumble on Tumblr. Now, police in Texas... See, this stuff gives Texas a bad name because it's like, that's all they do in Texas is kill people. They carry big guns and they shoot people's faces off. Now, police in Texas, they shot a double amputee in a wheelchair yesterday. He was allegedly threatening an officer with a pin. Okay, first off, you've got a guy who has one arm and one leg. And he was threatening the officer with a pin. Now, Twitter, it responded with a mixture of sadness and outrage. After they learned that Brian, who is not only a double amputee, but he's also a schizophrenic. One leg, one arm. He was killed for threatening cops. These are the tweets that came out. Killer cop at it again. And this one, I wonder if he was black. He wasn't black, by the way. People are pissed about this. And I think with good reason. I mean, why on earth would a police officer shoot somebody in a wheelchair? Did he think did he think it was a gun? I don't understand. And maybe the officer could talk his way out of this one. But he'd already shot and killed another man on duty in 2009. At that time, he was placed on administrative leave for the incident. And this time, I don't see him getting out of this one. Shooting a double amputee in a wheelchair with schizophrenia. I don't see him getting out of this one. I mean, could he have not just tased him? Or maybe he could have just outran him. You know. Maybe he could have walked behind him and pushed his wheelchair away. It's not like the guy can stand up and chase him down and beat the crap out of him. Seems like there'd have been another answer aside from shooting the guy. So I'd like to know what your opinion is on that. Maybe we can talk about it on the next show. What are you guys talking about? Nathan, you just pulled a Chris Top because I'm about to end the show. And Jamin, what do you think about it? Jamin's in a wheelchair. I mean, I understand. I mean, just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you can't be a douche. I mean, the guy could have been mean to the time. He could have been offensive. He could have even been threatening. But you would just think that the cop wouldn't have shot the guy. I mean, was the pin in the shape? Was it one of those guns that is really a pin that you're right with? It just looks like a gun. Was it? See, if it was something like that, then maybe I would get it. But see, I don't understand. I don't. I'm with you, J-Man. That's some serious crap. But that's something else that's going on in our world today. Anyway, we did spread the Spreaker love today. So if you guys would please follow me on Facebook, check out my stuff on PhoneZoo, tumble with me, tweet with me. There's way too much stuff to list now. And when I do a show on Spreaker, it sends the show over to YouTube now. So you can actually catch the broadcast on YouTube as well. So it's really all over the place. It's kind of nuts. It really is. Those are the worst kinds of douchebags. The ones that carry the Sharpies around and they ride in wheelchairs. We need to just round them all up and put them in a fence so they're no harm to anybody but themselves. I don't know. I don't see the cop getting out of this one. I really don't. All right, guys. Life's good. I'm gone.
The countdown has begun.
10, 9.
Oh, yeah, I had every intention of staying away from Spreaker.
8, 7.
But I've experienced this sheer outpour of love.
6, 5.
And I could never turn my back on the 3 people that listen to my show.
4, 3.
Yeah, I'm coming back. And I'll tell you why.
2, 1, 0.
Because I'm Chris Top, bitch.
The Chris Top Program. The alternative to the garbage on Spreaker.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.